What if the Millennium Falcon existed in real life? Would it be the fastest ship in the galaxy? Or the biggest engineering disaster NASA has ever seen? The Falcon's iconic shape is great for posters. In real life, it's a structural nightmare. The mast isn't centered, the cockpit is off to the side, and the structure would twist the moment you try to accelerate. To move something this heavy at that speed, you need insane power. The reactor would pull more energy than some small countries just to warm up its engines. And trust me, Smartie is not licensed to operate something this explosive. More energy than some small countries generate in a year. If you plug the ship into a wall outlet, the entire continent says goodnight. Let's, move on quickly before Smartie files a complaint about workplace safety. The Falcon's cockpit sits way off to the side. That looks cool in movies, but in real physics, it creates massive yaw instability. Smartie is piloting a ship that constantly wants to drift left. Once you accelerate, the ship starts wobbling like crazy. You don't fly straight, you spin like an angry office chair. The Falcon's engine layout is a structural headache. All the thrust comes from units mounted far off the central axis, forcing the entire frame to fight against uneven forces. Instead of clean forward acceleration, the ship's body would constantly bend, flex, and strain under the unbalanced push. At higher throttle, the vibrations would travel through the hull like seismic waves, shaking panels loose and stressing the internal beams. Nothing about this layout supports stable propulsion. It's more like trying to drive a car where the engine is bolted to the rear bumper and the exhaust blast. In a real hangar, the backwash alone would knock over anything standing behind the ship, turning routine takeoff into a demolition event. Even if the power system worked perfectly, the engines wouldn't. They would overheat instantly, long before liftoff. At these temperatures, the metal wouldn't stay rigid. It would begin to warp, bend, and twist before the ship even moves. And if you kept pushing, the entire rear section would start melting right there in the hangar. So yes, if the Falcon were real, it would bend, melt, wobble, and probably set off every fire alarm in the building. But even with all those problems, it's still one of the coolest spaceships ever imagined. If you want to explore more wild what-if scenarios, subscribe for more.